Live at 9, y'all. We want to thank y'all coming to the Nineism show, man. We got a number coming to the. I told y'all the number was coming. Call in 901-774-0697. You can call in and say what you want to. It's an open forum tonight. And I want to thank y'all. I want to thank our sponsors, Water Food Shelter Air and the Mighty Sun. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, we were talking about earlier about what was going on, you know, with A24. And I want to say God bless, and thank God over and over tenfold. Yeah, I'm having fun tonight, y'all. And I just want to say, man, I love y'all, man. Love, peace, and more peace. Okay? Yeah. We was having a conversation earlier today, me and my guys, man, about how we want to take this format to, well, damn. It didn't take long, huh? Okay, check this out. Let's go in. Let's go. Caller, live at 9. Yeah, live at 9. I want to thank you for calling in. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from and what you want us to rap about?
Yeah, man, this is Joe Blow, man, from Orange County, man.
Okay, say that, Joe Blow.
It's about the word karma, man.
Okay.
From my perception, karma is like either self-destruction or self-preservation. And I wanted to ask, how do you feel about that? Because I feel like karma is self-inflicted.
Hold on. Are you there, caller? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I got you. Now go ahead. Say what you were saying.
Is karma self-inflicted or self-preservation?
Oh.
Because the conception that I've received since I was growing up from the adults, they make it seem like karma is a bad thing only. Every time you hear somebody say something, there's karma coming back on him. He done did something in his life where it came back on him. I never hear nobody say, oh, he got a new car, a new house, a new boat. Oh, that's karma coming back on him. He did a good thing. I've never heard that. So is karma just bad, or is it something that they instill in us so that we can self-inflict ourselves for what we've done in the past and hold against ourselves due to the fact that we are not forgiven for our sins by prayer? Now, something's not right.
Okay, something ain't right.
Forgiven, or I'm going to keep on paying for my mistakes, those known and unknown? Is that karma? Because karma doesn't sound right to me. It's like it's one-sided. It's all bad. You've never heard anybody say there's good karma coming back on it. It's just been bad. So I'd like to know, is karma really a meaning?
Oh, right. Okay. Does karma really mean what karma is? The definition of karma equate to what it is? Does it equate to the word of definition of karma? Does karma mean what comes back to what you put out is what you get?
What you do comes back on you bad, though. I'm trying to see if good karma and bad karma, my brother.
Okay.
They only talk about karma in the negative. You ever heard anybody say good karma? No, I haven't.
Well, okay, like you said, the conversation is always, you know why the conversation is always bad? Because guess what's been put out more than the other. Bad is getting put out more than the good. So people don't speak about the good because they do so much bad. In my perspective, but karma it means exactly what it is. You get to the base of it. It's what you put out. You get in return, either good or bad. So what does that say? The people putting out more bad than they putting out good?
We're living in an evil world.
Okay, the world is evil, as we have all known and seen daily. So what do we do to change karma? Well, no, you can't change karma. But what do you do to change the result?
Change your energy.
Change your energy. Okay.
Well, if I change my energy and do good, and things still happen, is that just a natural part of life? Can that just be natural and not be karma coming back on me, being that I may not have done anything to deserve this, but it still happened?
Well, yeah, I would. You know what? That's a fence you gotta balance. Well, that's a mean tightrope you gotta balance, man. Because right now I truly don't have a true definition or a true answer. But the only definition I have to karma is what you get, what you put out is what you get, right? So,
right.
Meaning, I guess that's on the individual. whatever that individual does or what he has done or will do, it's like reaping what you sow, right? What you reap is what you sow. If you sow good seed, you get a good crop in return, right?
Okay.
When you
Yes,
leave
sir.
some in the freezer, it's gonna freeze.
Okay, so sometimes you trying to say we put out a good seed and don't get a good crop, right?
Yes, sir.
So okay, is that nature battling? I mean, is that just nature being nature in itself? You can't predict what happens. You know, that's like if we could predict what happened tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, we will structure ourselves to be on the winning side instead of receiving what we receive. I mean,
Oh, I like that, brother. I like that insight you just gave me on that, because now you made it completely establishable for a layman to understand what you're saying. So you're telling me that if I sow good seed with faith and good serving, it's supposed to come out good. But if you serve a good seed with some bad, and it makes the seed all the way bad and rotten, right? You can't have a piece of bad with good and still grow together. It won't intertwine. Am I correct?
I would say it would be a struggle. It's a gamble. It's a struggle. You can put it out there. I mean, you'll never know which way the wind turns, right? You step out in that wind, it may hit you in the north or the east or the west or the south. That's whatever the news bring you, north, east, west, south. Good news, bad news. But you're going to step out there and it's a gamble. And guess what you do? What your focus word was? Faith. You going out on faith. And faith, we got to define faith. Faith is putting your all into it and believing on a result. But yeah, and waiting on a result that will come back in your favor.
Believing
Well, so
without
you got
knowing.
faith in you there, right, bro?
Right.
You got faith in yourself. You
Believe.
waiting on yourself to do something, right? So if you sit there, that means you stopping yourself from moving forward. You're on a standstill. So when you pray and have faith, what are you having faith in? If you're doing all the work and you praying, but you ain't moving, that means you're on a standstill, so you can't grow because you're not moving up or forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you moving on wishing hope. And hope ain't nothing but a dream. You're hoping it rain tomorrow.
What you dreaming on? Who's in your vision when you're having these dreams? Who are you dreaming about fulfilling these needs for you? Who is that in your mind? Who do you see when you're having this faith for someone doing something for you? Who is that someone? Is it not you?
Right. It should be yourself. It should be you. You shouldn't wait on anybody else to do something for you.
Person, you're the bad one, sir?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, so our seeds grow off of what we do.
Action. You got to put some action to the manifest.
Got to put something forward. So if you're putting something forward, then you can't be on a standstill moving forward. There's no such thing.
Uh-huh.
So therefore, the crops don't grow due to a lazy preservation.
Or lazy action. Yeah.
It don't nothing come to a sleeper
but a dream.
So if you sitting back meditating all day and never doing any work, all you do all day is meditate, you can meditate and work.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
if you just sit there and meditate, because people don't teach you that you can meditate all day long and still be productive. And the only way you can do that is by being productive, moving forward, doing something, spinning your wheels forward and not in one place.
Mm-hmm. Action.
So therefore, you're not working hard enough. That's why we perish.
Uh-huh.
Not just from lack of understanding and knowledge, but lack of movement, lazy thinking, cognitive indolence.
Mm-hmm. You can have faith, but you got to have works in faith. Uh-huh.
How many people you know were really willing to get up and go do something for themselves and not complain about, oh, it's the white man holding me back? No one's holding you back. You are the white man. All you do is get up and prepare to smoke weed and kick it. But if you got out there and took care of some of these kids, there would be less death out here in the streets and less kids doing what they doing out here. It'd be a better place if they would just clean up the house.
Woo.
That goes back to balance, having a woman.
Yeah, clean up the house. I like that one. Yeah, you got a clean house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to your house got to be in order to operate it. in a righteous
Gotta be
manner.
balanced, though. You can't have no lopsided house. You ever seen a house stand up straight, lopsided? No, sir.
Nah, that's a weak foundation.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll sink fast.
Yeah.
Look at the houses that's dropping.
Collapse.
The houses that don't be taken care of. Look at the wood. Look at the roofs on the houses when they don't treat them. Look at their porches. Look at all the black mold growing up on the side of people's houses and porches because no one cares and no one's doing anything. They're not moving. The way you sit up and get arthritis and catch cancer and get all these diseases because you sit there in a pity party and want somebody else to feel sorry for you instead of getting up moving. Making that stuff starve, getting it up out of you, sweating. Movement changes things. Stand stills don't do anything but stand still. It's a zero. It's nothing. It's negative.
I had an instructor tell me about the phones that we use, smartphones. Everybody got a smartphone, but he said, don't be dumb with a smartphone. You got technology at your fingertips and you got information and instructions at your fingertips. If you don't understand what to do something, say go to YouTube or Google it. More than likely it's on their website. He said, don't be dumb with a smartphone. I thought that was so interesting.
It's very interesting because you should ask yourself, why are there so many deaths and people constantly telling you no texting while driving or using handheld devices while driving? Why do people tend to use it more and kill each other more and more?
You know what? Every day I pass somebody in the passing lane. I gotta go around somebody. The far left lane is used to pass. Why are you in the passing lane going under the speed limit? When I pass them, I look inside the vehicle, and guess what they got? Their phone. They going through their phone, man. Not paying attention to the road or their surroundings. You are a hazard to the road.
They're not drunk if they're swerving in front of you in the middle of the day, and the speed is changing, accelerating, and decelerating.
Right, you got to flow with with traffic. Yeah.
And majority of the people have kids in the car with them, risking their lives along with their lives. Now,
I saw people with the babies in their lap driving.
Incident, sir. Did you hear about the Kobe Bryant incident?
Yeah. Who has it?
Everyone was all crying and sad. They had so many stories about how one of the pilots had a seizure and all this and that. Well, investigators talking today, and the investigators have recorded phone calls from their station, their air station, to the controller of the helicopter. And first of all, they were driving around in the air for 12 minutes trying to wait on clearance to get to where they're going, because it's just like a clearance airway. You have to have clearance to go anywhere in the air, planes or helicopters. So therefore, they weren't clear to leave. So instead of them landing and staying where they were circling around Van Nuys for 12 minutes, first of all. And then they told them when they took off into the airways that they wanted to have someone follow them. They told them that there were too low of atmosphere for them to follow them. So they were sitting too low to the ground to be followed at 1,400 feet. And then they wanted to raise up to 2,400 feet. And they told them that it was cloud turbulence and things going on too much and they weren't clear to do it. Now, if you look at the video, if you look real well, the helicopter spiraled down. Don't they tell you that it caught some bad wind or some turbulence somewhere where they weren't supposed to be?
Something happened.
And that's caused by putting your life in someone else's hands.
I mean, we do that. I mean, we do that on the road. I mean, I put my life in somebody's hand when I'm driving beside them, and I expect them, or I assume they have the control of their car and they paying attention to the road. And you know, so I'm driving on faith again. I'm driving on faith, hoping, hope. There we go. Word hope that I got people that are driving their vehicles with the concern of the public's safety. Their priority should be the safety of the public.
But when you're looking down at a cell phone while driving, it only takes a split second to lose your life. And majority of the cars that you see on the freeway that are damaged or wrecked or had an accident, they're smashed in the front because they weren't paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Driving is a life-threatening exercise that people use every day. Now, if you're going to drive and not pay attention, why drive? I don't understand that, and I never will. But as we go along in life, I hope that people understand that the smartphones, they're phones. Stop putting the smart there, making people think that it's something else, because it's not. That's a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Phones are a big distraction in everyday life. People's education is dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's getting the lazy way. People don't even write anymore.
Right.
Then they do, they text it or they want to print it out somewhere. No one's exercising anymore. And as you look at the health of youth, it's going down.
Mm-hmm.
How the smartphone get smart?
So how smartphone
It will
gets smart.
destroy you. It can pick you up, it can advance you, but it will steal more than it gives you.
Right. Right. It's yeah. Well, you know, that's the responsibility of the person using the phone. You got to have some kind of discipline in order to operate their phone. You know, we just use it. Right. We use it for to serve self, to serve yourself. You know that you operate that phone because you looking to.
You lazy. You don't want to read.
You looking to serve yourself, and whatever uses you want to call your family, you want to call your job, or you want to look up information. That's to serve yourself. You know, it's just a tool. The phone is a tool. Well, in the beginning, it was a tool to communicate. But now
it's a tool to cheat on life.
Right, right, okay.
Going to houses. How many houses have you went in the past year that you've seen a set of encyclopedias visible?
Right, or a dictionary or a thesaurus.
Or a dictionary.
Right. We use a device now. Yeah, we use
They're
that
using
device.
devices. That's not what it's meant for.
Yeah.
It's meant for you to upgrade. But if you never go back and read books, if you never go back and study, you're losing your mind. You're not exercising both sides of your brain. You will have a stroke eventually from a dead side of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
The kids should be writing. The kids shouldn't have to start kindergarten with computers.
Uh-huh.
Because when they get somewhere where they can't use a computer, they're not going to know how to write.
Technology has its uses, and it can be a plus, but then we go back to balance. Okay, let's balance it out. Let's use this computer for what for what its purpose is, but then go back to, like you said, being personal, or writing a thank you note, or writing a just thinking of you letter, or communicating on the phone with communicating directly to whoever you are communicating with.
Yeah. And due to the fact that a computer gives you everything that you ask for, it makes you lazy due to the fact that you have nothing to operate on. You're not working anything to find anything, so you're not stretching yourself. You're not stretching yourself out beyond your limits. It's so easy for you to obtain everything that you know. You're programming yourself to know all I have to do is this. That makes a person very reliable on something and very lazy. Now, if all these computers shut down and there are no more computers, what is our youth going to do then?
Right, they'll be lost. Yeah.
This is a computer we're talking about, and a computer was shut down just like a human being was shut down because a computer was made by...
Yeah, man. Yeah, right. Well,
There's no way you can tell me that a computer is fail-proof. It will fail because man has failed time and time again.
Well, you know what? It just has, it gives you access to information quick, and it just gives you quick access to information.
That's good. That's the
right. That's a good. Right. That's a plus.
The lazy side is what's killing off our youth, and it's so bad and so sad that people don't realize it, that computers are taking over everything to the point where it's taking away their parenting. They rather let a cell phone and a computer raise their kids.
Or television.
Other people do things and learning from this, and then they don't have time to do it. So this is their lazy way of getting out of being a parent.
Yeah.
And if you let a computer raise your child, you have a robot in your house now.
Yeah. Oh man. Talk about robot. Soon we will be synchronizing with the technology of robotics with our human, with our anatomy. You know, when I see where the guys wave their hand, they got a computer chip in the hand. You can wave their hand and charge items to your bank account, or you know, you'll have a computer chip in your hand and access a security code in the building. And
we need a robot president.
Did you know that computer chips also have mercury running through them? So if you want to insert mercury into your body and take a chance on catching cancer just to do the modern thing, that's on them. The one thing it will lead to is their destruction, because man is always trying to improve something to get closer to being God. And to accomplish or never be. Therefore, anything that a man has, just know that it will eventually fail, because he's a man. He's not perfect. He's not God. He didn't even create himself. So I know he can't create anything perfect. So we move past that. When we get through at the end of the day, it starts at home. If you don't have balance in the house, there cannot be balance outside of the house. And the first excuse that someone wants to have when someone talks to a troublesome person or a person that's got in trouble and can't get out of it is, I blame it on my mom or my dad for our broken home. My daddy wasn't there. My mama wasn't there. Wasn't nobody there when I needed. I had to fend for myself, but you did it. But you did it the wrong way. That was your choice. So if we have more men and women in the house together that make these kids, and they just get along and understand that we made these kids together and we got to raise them together, it'll be a better world. But they let other things and other people raise them, so they're going to be raised by other people's opinions and how they feel, not how you feel. So when your child raises up after a certain amount of years that you haven't been in their life, and they tell you haven't been there, you can't tell me anything, you ain't told me nothing all this time, don't be upset, don't be sad. Understand that you should have been there, and you need to be there now. If you're talking to them now, continue to talk to them. Accept whatever's coming and correct it. If you don't ever correct it, it'll always stay wrong.
Well, guess what, y'all? I think we touched on the topic. We went into it for a while, so for time's sake and your attention, we gonna end it on this note. We want to thank our sponsors: Water, Food, Shelter, Air, and the mighty Son. Caller, thank you for calling in, brother. And y'all call in, so y'all got the number now. We're gonna go live at 9 on Nineism.
Thank you, brother, for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, well, and that's gonna be that on that. Thank y'all, man. Peace.